Now, when it comes to speedster frames, there's probably none more well known than Gauss. Volt is extremely old. He's been here since the sun first rose upon creation, but Gauss has become pretty much a staple. You see more Gausses than Volts in modern gameplay, and the reason Gauss players stick by him so much is because everything he does is based around speed. His fourth ability, his ultimate, Redline, when you supercharge your abilities, it increases your fire rate, attack speed, reload speed, and casting speed by just a shit ton. It's insane. It truly gives you the speedster fantasy. And now, beyond that, he is also able to nuke with Thermal Sunder. Everybody's probably well aware of Thermal Sunder nuking, it's been around for ages. So, the goal when it comes to nuking with Gauss, it's to raise your red line to 100%, which is pretty easy. Just cast Mach Rush. It starts raising like crazy. And then once it's up, all you have to do is cast the cold version of Thermal Sunder and then cast the heat version. This will strip all their armor. And then you can cast cold again, and then heat a few more times, and then cold again, and it'll culminate into just one big blast proc, nuking pretty much all the enemies. Now, naturally, this is pretty energy extensive, so most Gauss builds are focused mostly on range for the range, but they have a little bit of efficiency with a shit ton of energy. You don't have to focus too hard on efficiency though, because the second ability, Kinetic Plating, if you have Kinetic Plating on, you generate armor plating that converts a portion of absorbed kinetic damage, physical heat, cold, and blast, into energy and protects Gauss from being staggered or knocked down. So long as you have Kinetic Plating on, you're going to be gaining energy back. This is something you want to keep active for damage reduction and for that energy. Now, if your goal is to build your red line, this is pretty much the only maintaining you have to do with Gauss, is just remember that casting the heat version of Thermal Sunder lowers the red line percentage. Casting Kinetic Plating lowers the red line percentage. The only thing that raises it is Mach Rush, which raises it like crazy, allowing you to get into those high percentages easily. And then the cold version of Thermal Sunder. Now, this doesn't raise it as much as Mach Rush, but it still does the job. So it's important that you keep that activated too. Now, this essentially means he has everything, if you couldn't already tell. He has the speed, which everybody loves. It's basically what he's known for. He has survivability with Kinetic Plating. And then crowd control also attributes to survivability, because while you're casting the wombo combo of cold and then heat, the enemies are blasted to the ground and can't do anything. Even if you don't have the red line up and you're not doing any damage, the enemies still can't do anything to you, giving you the time you need to raise your red line to max. And then nuking, because while casting cold and then heat wombo combo, the enemies strip their armor and you just deal an insane amount of blast damage to them, as I already mentioned. And then he has the weapon buffs and energy generation. He is literally a all-in-one peak Warframe. So with that being said, I'll get on to just a few other points that I've heard mentioned. I don't have to go into too deep of detail on them because, well, it basically speaks for itself. Kinetic Plating makes players feel invincible. You have that insane damage reduction and energy conversion, and being immune to knockdowns means you really don't have anything to worry about at all. Thermal Sunder allows you to nuke with the wombo combo, and Redline allows you to increase your fire rate, attack speed, reload speed, and casting speed, making weapons just feel amazing, making him an amazing weapon platform frame as well. And now finally, the last thing I'm going to focus on, and this part is just my personal opinion, but I feel like he doesn't even have that noticeable of a skill curve. Now, this might just be for players that are used to frames that already have management of their own. So if you're somebody that started playing within the last year or two, and you've only ever played the newer frames that came out that had no need to manage anything, you might find managing the battery levels a bit difficult. But I feel like it's not even that hard. All you have to do is cast Redline every now and again whenever the duration runs out, and then cast a Mach Rush and a cold version of Thermal Sunder to start raising that bar, and then you can get right back to nuking enemies like there's no tomorrow. And so with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Let me know, what do you think about Gauss? Do you love him? Do you hate him? Do you love him for a reason I have failed to mention? And with that being said, until next time.